Okay, I am super excited. Okay, so we go live on Instagram. Okay, yeah. How are you today? Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Grace Forward. Welcome to PF Things Today. How are you and how is everything with you? I believe that you're having a fantastic day. And I want to believe that you guys are keeping safe. It's a duty we hold to ourselves and our loved ones to keep safe and remain safe. Thank you everyone already joining me on Instagram, on Facebook, and those of you joining on YouTube. I want to really appreciate you and I want to say thank you very much. If you've been following me, I have been randomly discussing different issues, right? Some of you have asked for me to go back to the topical issues where I handle a couple of issues over a period of time. I will get back to that. I mean, I'm just trying to get back into my groove. I mean, having gone off the radar for a while, especially last year where I have to sustain an hour every day, 3 a.m. every morning till about 4 a.m. thereabout. Well, we're back and we're better and we're getting better. Thank you, everyone. So today I want to talk about threesome, right? So you have me right, threesome, but not threesome you think about because some of you already, your mind is already getting into the bedroom. Now, when I talk about the three power keys to creating the life you desire, to creating unlimited wealth, the power keys that can help you score your goal, exceed your goal. It was something I started. I was teaching some of the people already in my goal scoring the first set. And by the way, if you're yet to sign up for my next stream of goal scoring, which is 3 days in class with me and my friends, it's the last Friday, last Saturday, and last Sunday of this month. You quickly want to go to iampraisforward.com/goal scoring. iampraisforward.com/goal scoring and quickly opt yourself in. Now, there are three fundamental power keys that govern the universe when it comes to everything you desire and every of your expectations. Now, I call them the three songs, and that's what I'm going to be sharing today. If I can't finish it today, because I want to try as much as possible to keep this session to about 6 minutes max, right? I will continue tomorrow. And it's the three keys that many of us know about. We talk about them. Christians quote them from the Bible, but I'm not sure that we understand how to utilize them. Now, one thing I say to people is that for everything you see working, there's what we call the back end gist. Back end gist is what nobody will tell you, right? Everybody will tell you the front end gist, which is the overt. The covert, many people don't talk about it. So, for example, an overt gist is I was waiting on the Lord for 15 years, and suddenly when God answered me, He blessed me with triplets. That's front end gist. It gets you excited. The back end gist is I went for IVF treatment. I tried IVF 5 times, right, before it worked. And when I got pregnant, I had to go to one hospital in Texas where I was on bed rest for 6 months. That's back end gist. That is the way the testimony happened, right? But you get excited about the front end. That's why the Holy Book says that Moses knows the ways of God. The children of Israel knows the acts of God. Those that know the way are not so many, and they are the ones who will produce the acts. Other people get excited about the acts, and they are act seekers. But the way makers or the way knowers are the ones who produce the acts. Another example, front end is I just got a breakthrough of a contract I've been pursuing. Suddenly, I was just called from nowhere, and I said, "Come and pick my contract paper." Front end gist. What is the back end gist? Back end gist was I wrote several proposals. Nobody responded to me, and one day I got upset. I said I would go to the honorable minister's office. As I sat there, I saw my uncle, whom I'd lost contact with, and he asked me what I was doing there. So I told him I've been trying to pursue this contract. It's not been approved. And he said to me, but the honorable commissioner was my classmate. He owed me a lot of favor. Okay. And then when my uncle went in to see the honorable minister or something like that, he told him about me. And then they called me in. And the honorable was like, oh, I'd never met you, before, but because of your uncle, I'm going to give you the contract. Right? That is back end gist. So if you build a flowchart around that, you would realize that what was said at the front end is different from back end. Now, if you don't understand back end, you will be victim of the front end and you will think that maybe God doesn't like you or things are not working for you or you are not lucky. It's not that you are not lucky. It's because you think that what you hear at the front end is what works. That's not what works. Every man making anything work, they have a back end gist that is hardly shared, right? But when you understand how to utilize the power of the back end, you will get anything and attract anything into your life. So the three power keys, or what I call the threesome, right? To unlocking unlimited wealth, delivering your life, exceeding your goal. The first role or the first law is the law of the ask, right? Invite, ask, seek, and knock, right? So let us focus on ask today. If I can get in the second one, I will do it. If not, we will come tomorrow. Now, ask, the rule of the ask, ASK, says that life only gives your demand, not your desire, which means only those who ask are qualified to receive. I sat with someone last week and I asked her, what are you expecting for this year? And she said to me, anything God wants to do for me. And I smiled. And I said, including going to prison. Then he said, no, why would God want me to go to prison? Because God might want you to go to the prison so that you can go and minister to the people in the prison, right? Because when you sit in the boat, in the ocean, right, and you just sit there and do nothing, the current will take you to wherever it's going, even if you don't want to go there. If you don't paddle your way or determine your course, life will take you to anywhere, right? So the law of ask, every salesman, every billionaire, every millionaire, everyone achieving any success understands this law. That life will not give you your desire. Life will give you your demand, but your demand must be intentional, which means only those who ask are qualified to receive. Many of you don't understand that when it comes to asking, it comes with a bit of rejection and shame. But because many of us hate rejection, we don't like to ask. Everything you need is not always in your hand. It's in the hand of someone else. The question is, are you asking the right question? Are you going out of your way to ask? Because many of you are even thinking for the person you want to ask. What if he rejects me? What if he doesn't respond to me? Why are you thinking for the person? Why don't you even attempt to ask? However, in asking, there is a protocol to asking. And you need to understand that back end. Now, the first question you need to ask is, what do you want out of life this week, or this year, or this month? When you wake up in the morning, you must always ask yourself, what do I want out of today? Right? If it's a month, what do you want to see at the end of the month? It's a week. Once it's Sunday evening, you need to visualize Friday night and ask yourself, what do I want to have achieved at the end of Friday? If it's a financial figure, you can say, I want to have made $1,000 or $5,000 by Friday, right? It needs to be very clear. It's a lot of clarity. You need to be clear about what you want. Number two, who do you know that is able to answer your request, right? So I want $1,000. How do I get that $1,000? What product or service do you want to sell? So you now need to create what we call your prospect list. You need to write out who do you know that is able to answer your request. I usually would say, focus on decision makers, right? And if you don't know a decision maker, focus on the link. We have the link. Yesterday, I talked about the human org. You might want to go back to the video yesterday. It's on my YouTube page. I am Chris Bower, and watch it, right? You need to focus on decision makers because it will pay you to spend a lot of time targeting decision makers and getting them, because with that person, you can either hear a yes or a no, or even when they say no, you can go back again, than to waste time with people who are just going to waste your time and keep you pending KIV, keep in view, and you never get to hear anything, right? So who do you know that is able to answer your request? You need to write out the list, right? Number three question you need to answer: what must you be willing to do to get to them and make your demand? What must you be willing to do to get to them and make your demand? Many years ago, I wanted to do business with a particular bank in Nigeria, right? And I asked people around, nobody knew the MD. So I went online to research him. When I researched him, I found this number. Now, many of you see a lot of numbers online of HNIs, and you think they don't pick their call. Have you tried a call? The moment I saw his number, it was a Sunday afternoon. I knew that that time usually they will be a bit relaxed, right? Because I try not to call HNI during weekdays, right? I try on Sunday around 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. thereabout. So I put a call through to him, and when he responded, the next thing he said to me, he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm driving right now. Hope you don't mind. I'll call you back in 5 minutes when I park." Right? In my mind, I was going to say, this man has boboed me and he's not going to respond to me. But guess what? Exactly 5 minutes, he called me back. He's the MD of the bank. So he said, "Oh, young man, what do you want?" And I said to him, "Sir, your life inspired me. I'm interested in your result. I'm so blown away by what you've achieved. I read everything I can read about you. I hope you don't mind if you can give me 30 minutes of your time so that I can ask some of the critical questions I want to ask. Now, I want to do business with him, but I didn't say, let me do business with you in my first call, on my first call. I talked about his inspiring life. I talked about I was a young person coming up. I wanted to be like him, right? Grant me audience was what I asked for. And he said to me, what are you doing on Monday? Which was the following day, around 1 p.m. I said, I'll make myself available, sir. So I got to his office at 12:30. But I've learned from my mentor that when you're going to meet a high net worth individual, don't go with what you to get, go with something to give. So I bought a box of handkerchiefs, and I think I bought some very, fairly expensive tent from what I had, and I took it along because at that level, it's not the quality of what you bring, but the art, and for you mastering the Palace protocol to know that you must always go with a gift because a gift puts you in the special place. Are you with me? Now I got in there. His secretary said he had 30 minutes to see me. So I asked my first question, which he answered in like 15 minutes. Asked the next question, which he answered in like 10 minutes. So I had 10 minutes to go. Then I asked the most important question, to say, what exactly drives you? And 50 years down the line, where do you see yourself? I know that you will never be able to answer that in 10 minutes. Guess what? He started answering the question when it was exactly 30 minutes. The secretary came to say, sir, your next meeting. He said, no, everybody has been coming to see me. No one has asked me the question this young man has asked. Then he went on talking for the next 1 hour. I ended up spending about 2 hours with him. Then he looked at me and said, by the way, what do you do? I told him. He said, are you doing any business with us yet? I said, no. He said, call the HR person and said, I want to give him, a business to begin to do business with us. I love people like this. Guess what? That was how I was able to click the deal, right? So you need to find out what are you willing to do to get to them and make. Let me tell you, fortune favors the brave. If you are not bold, if you are not brave, nothing will come to you because the law of asking works with boldness and braveness. Number four is what can stop you from asking? What can stop you from making your demand? Is it shame? Is it fear? Is it excuses? Right? You are excusing, making excuses. They may be busy. They may not pick their call. Have you tried? Right? You need to defeat your fear. In fact, every excuse you have, you need to walk in the opposite direction of your limitation because that's how to win. The next thing that you must ask is, what is the worst that can happen if I ask? What is the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is they will say no to you. Or where did you get my number from? Right? That's the worst that can happen. But what will never happen? What will never happen is that you're not going to die. You will not lose your complexion. You will not lose your sense. You will not grow shorter. You will not grow taller. You will not lose your house rent. You will not lose the food you're supposed to eat. So you need to list out what will never happen should you ask. Once you can figure that out, you develop the confidence to go ahead and make something happen. The next question you're going to ask is, what question are they likely going to ask you, and what would your response be? What question are they likely going to ask you, and what would your response be? Which means you need to do a neural meeting before you go for that meeting. You need to place the call in your head, in your mind. You need to visualize and see it over and over and over again to say, and you can simulate it because your mind does not know the difference between what is simulated and what is real. So you can simulate it and even get someone to act like the person you want to call and say, ask me all the questions they need to ask me. You are over prepared for your delivery. The last thing you need to do, visualize them, granting your request and bringing it to pass. So close your eyes, run the meeting in your head, visualize yourself making the call, get the response you want to get from them, see them smiling, see them raise the objection, see yourself agree with the objection, but tell them what the benefits they stand to derive by choosing you or something like that. Now visualize them granting your request and bringing it to pass. So think about it over and over again, see them smiling, see you smiling, and see yourself win. Let me tell you this, the quality of questions you ask determine the quality of answers you get. And the more prospects you ask, the more your chances of getting increase. So you want to sell out, sell to 100 people, you need to make about 20 calls every day, right? Don't waste your time on social media, just making comment or something like that. You can make comment, but make it purposefully and make sure that your comment is sensible. Every time I go on anybody's page to make a comment, I am selling something. You are always selling yourself. I'm not selling on their page, but my comment, the quality of my thoughts, you can see in the comments I make. That's why I'm very careful the kind of comments I make online. and I ensure I never lose my cool because everyone is watching you. Guys, the first law in threesome is the law of ask. I hope you have learned something today. Like I said, you need to, what do you want out of life this week or tomorrow? Right? Go ahead and try this out. It will work for you, and you can come and share your testimony. Number two, who do you know that is able to answer your request? Write out your list. Number three, what must you be willing to do to get to them and make your demand? Number four, what can stop you from asking? What is the shame? What is the fear? What is your excuse? Number five, what is the worst that can happen if you ask, and what will never happen? Right? Number six, what questions are they likely to ask you, and what will your response be? And number seven, visualize them granting your request and bringing it to pass. Remember, life only gives you your demand, not your desire, which means only those who ask are qualified to receive. Don't just say, I'm asking God. No, you need to find a human being you need to ask, and you need to go after them and ask the question and bring home the money or bring home the answer. That's rule one in threesome. Tomorrow, I'll go to the rule two, which is the law of the sick. Please share this, help someone who needs it, and let's all get better. Trust me, 2021 is the first of the next 10 years, and you need to be intentional by understanding the back end. Those who know the back end can produce the front end effect. Don't belabor yourself with what someone is saying that has happened to him. Find out how it happened. If you find out how, you can replicate the result. Like I said, I'm going to be in class the last Friday, Saturday, and last Sunday of this month in stream 2 of goal scoring. Right? If you really are interested in changing your life, you want to change your life, you've been wondering, how come I can't score my goals? How come I'm not delivering on my numbers? Trust me, I have been there. 4 years ago, that was where I was. I totally transformed my life by understanding the back end gist, right? And the moment I understood the power of back end and understood how to score your goal, creating tactical formation, changing your top 11 on your list, I'll share all these things with you and how you can exceed your target. And trust me, we are going to analyze your last 10 years. You will see your flaws by yourself. We're going to project into your next 10 years. You will see what is possible with you, and you are going to intentionally appoint people or select the team that can help you deliver on your goals. You will see your results change radically. Thank you very much. I look forward to welcome you to class. Go to www.iampraise.com/goal scoring and register for that class. It's cheap enough, but it will transform your life, guaranteed. And after class, we're going to place you on the program for about 13 weeks thereabout that can help you stay on track, and we won't rest till you score your goal. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone who has joined me today. I love you. I celebrate you. Thank you, because there's no me without you. It's Ubuntu. There is no me without you. I appreciate everyone who has joined me on Instagram, those that have joined me on Facebook, those that have joined on YouTube. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Please keep loving, keep living, and remember, you have all it takes to score your goals and become the best version of yourself. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.